My gear shift button disintegrated? Oh my god, you were not kidding. Holy crap. What the hell? Is this car 7,000 years old? What am I looking at today? Oh, infuriating subs. Why is that? Because they always want to get a reaction out of little old me. Amazon driver took a picture throwing my package. Man, someone's ballsy. I was kind of hoping it would be like mid-air rather than just landing, but that's kind of goddamn funny. Hopefully it arrived safely without incident. I would imagine that it's okay, whatever it is. I paid extra for the ultra-thin lenses, and this is what I got. Oh my god, what the hell is your prescription? Because I feel like maybe those are as thin as they could like, if you got a crazy, like, prescription, that's probably about as good as they could do. If there's nothing wrong with the word, don't pipe up about it. Let's see, Soviet. No suggestions. Oh, okay then. My mom is hoarding ugly Temu garbage for my unborn kid, even though we keep telling her to cut it out. Oh my god, why? What is the point of all this crap? It's horribly made by people that probably don't get paid at all. How my coworker cuts onions. Oh, this is gonna piss me off, isn't it? Yep, they're a little thick. They're a little thick, my guy. Come on, I love onion, but that's too much. Okay, so pi doesn't equal pi? Am I reading this right? Oh, interesting. Well, that's freaky. Baked potato chips came out looking like used condoms. All right, that I cannot picture in my mind. How the hell would baked potato chips do that? Okay, all right. I see what you're saying, but I do disagree that they look entirely like used condoms, okay? They're like 70% of the way there in my mind. Also, it just looks like they're way too heavy on the oil. I don't know how long they were supposed to be baked, but dude, they look like they're 90% oil, which might be the reason they still look like this after their allotted baking time. I don't know, some kind of little hairs in my Johnsonville sausages. This is another one I did see in the wild on my own very briefly as well. And if I recall, it's because Johnsonville had to recall a ton of those sausages because they let plastic fibers get into all of them. As if our microplastic situation wasn't bad enough. Yep, check that out. Just disgusting and embarrassing. Look, I know accidents happen, especially on a giant mass production industrial scale. Things are bound to happen. Fine. I will accept that for sure. But, god damn, man, what led to this? What exactly at this particular production plant happened to cause plastic fibers this large to not only be in there, but stick out of the sausages like they're little mold spores or something like that? I shouldn't live in fear of seeing some kind of Resident Evil biohazard bullshit coming out of my food. Again, I'm pretty sure that the comments were relating to a recall about plastic fibers, so it's not some creepy mold or something like that. But when you open this up and look at it, what exactly are you going to be thinking? You're not going to be thinking, oh, it was probably an accident that caused plastic fibers to stick out. No, you're going to be thinking something f***ed up happened. Like there's some kind of evil creature living in there. And sure, they're on it. They recalled stuff, but it still made it into plenty of people's hands. And how many people got this and didn't notice, like this guy? Because it's really obvious here, but how many folks went out and bought these and never noticed and just ate that shit anyway? Sure, they're gonna survive, they're gonna be fine, but that's not cool. My bank charged me $22, knowing I only have $14 in my bank account. Don't you love that? Don't you, like... Then they all do this thing where they invent overdraft protection. Like they're doing you a f***ing solid? I'm sorry. I would rather you just decline my damn card, do not give me overdraft protection, because now I'm actively in debt to you. You knew I didn't have enough money, but you went, don't worry about it, buddy. We'll put your bank account in the negative. Like, no, don't do that to me. That doesn't help anybody, motherfucker. Like, it may have come from a good place, but it's just not good. Non-sufficient funds fee. Oh my god, dude, that's just insane. It's just, dude, banks and even a lot of credit unions now just suck. I've been with the same one for like 11 years now, and they've been pretty good. But like I said before, overdraft protection crap, whenever they ask me, would you like that? I'm like, no. No, if I don't have enough money, you make sure I can't spend the money I don't have. Look, a credit card is bad enough. even though they encourage you to have like 20 to have a good credit score. F***ing insane. Credit card is bad enough. I don't need to have some kind of crazy debt with my debiting account, okay? I don't need that. Maybe it has helped somebody out there, like, damn it, without this gas, I'll be stranded or something, right? But dude, more often than not, it just turns into this slippery slope of, well, now I'm in the goddamn red with my own bank account. That doesn't help anybody at all. It all sucks. It all sucks. It's what's even crazier is more and more and more and more and more of us every single day are now having this exact issue of, well, now my account's actually lower than f***ing zero for one reason or another. I think we're gonna have to start eating people of a certain wealth bracket soon. The cake we ordered for my daughter's 14th birthday party. I've got a sneaky suspicion as to what this is. I feel like I have seen this one. Her name is Anna. Oh, I know exactly what this one is. No. I know exactly what this one is. Someone forgot to make the exclamation mark well enough, I'm pretty sure. Yep, they f***ed up the exclamation mark. It doesn't look right at all. Happy birthday, Angel! I mean, what the shit, man? Okay, here's my problem. Here's my big problem with this whole thing. That is a gorgeous cake. It's clearly not done by, like, your local Safeway bakery or something like that. Not that they do a bad job. Theirs is just less customizable, I guess. That looks great. It really does. I could be wrong. It's probably straight up from a local grocery store bakery for sure. But anyway, how do you as the person putting the words on there not look at it and go, uh-oh? Seriously, do you not double check your work at all? Because I feel like quality assurance, it's paramount everywhere, right? I would read this thing 1,000 times to make sure that I did not give back the cake for a child's birthday party that says no on it, okay? I would not be giving that back. I'd be saying, hey, look, do you mind if I take an extra, like, couple seconds here to fix this? How do you look at this and send it out anyway? That does genuinely confuse me. Look, to be fair, we've all been at that point where it just slips our minds. But this one seems kind of obvious and in your face. You wrote it on there by hand. The cake we asked for versus the masterpiece we got. Oh boy, this ought to be great. Okay, cool. That looks great. You're being sold a really awesome Rubik's Cube cake. Really cool. Hopefully it's not all fondant because most of these cakes are, and that's from what I heard, not good and tasty at all. Like, don't get me wrong. You cake architects are crazy, but at a certain point you guys have to admit that it's not for eating anymore, right? There ain't no goddamn way. There is no way. No, I'm sorry. I can't believe this. There cannot be any way at all. No possibility that this is actually what they delivered to you, straight-faced, expecting you to go, yeah, this is fine. This looks exactly like the image we were told it would be. No way. Because as bad as that first cake was, in my opinion, for the simple spelling error or whatever it was, this right here is literal scam territory. This is actual false advertising. This is crazy. Call me insane, but if I see an image advertising a specific thing, and I pay for that specific thing, and I get something that's not even in, like, the 10th percentile correct, it's not even close, you didn't even bother, you didn't even try, gonna have some words. We're going to have some words. Mainly, you can take this shit back, you can give me my money back, and I will never ever do business with you again, because this is so far beyond a simple oopsie poopsie, we didn't do it as well as we should have. Was the person who made this asleep? Were they in a car accident while making it? What the happened here? Why? Made an entire batch of peanut butter cookies, and went to go take a shower while they cooled down. This is what I came back to. I'm assuming that they're all eaten either by your family members, because they think they get to do whatever they want to do, or you have like a dog or something that you forgot about for some strange reason. Yep, that's exactly what happened, and what's even worse is they left you one. Nah, I'm sorry, family meeting. Guys, go f*** yourselves, okay? Of course you were gonna let people have some of them. That's why you made a batch of them. But how selfishly rude. Dude, in this house, if someone made a bunch of cookies, and then I went upstairs and ate all but one, you could bet they're gonna be pretty pissed off, and vice versa. No, That's not fucking cool, man. Especially when they're not made by you. Like, if you make a batch, you can simply go, well, yeah, these are all for me. And sure, bummer, whatever, but not the end of the world. You made them, you paid for the ingredients, you did all the work. Fair, man. They're all for you. But, dude, the entitlement there. I know I shouldn't be getting so upset over cookies, but dude, this is the sort of thing that can be the straw that breaks the camel's back. If you're having a bad day and you try to make that day better by making yourself a batch of cookies and then this fucking happens, dude, that's gonna send you on a spiral that might not be easy to come out of for days. Hell, sometimes a week or more. Good Lord, this could seriously be a problem. That's what I think about. That's where my mind goes. When I see something like this, sure, it's not that deep, it's not that crazy, but it very well could be. It absolutely could be. So look, hopefully for this person, it wasn't that big of a deal, but still, I'd be pissed, and I'd say, hey, don't ever do that again, please. That's fucking rude. Hey, we heard you need medication for a throat infection. Oh no. Here, take these massive tablets, and don't worry, there isn't even any coating on them to help you swallow them. Wow, that is the true definition of a horse pill right there. And of course it would be for a throat condition. I ordered 12 tomatoes. I received 12 bunches of 6 tomatoes. I have 72 tomatoes, and I leave the country for 2 weeks tomorrow. Well, there might be a place you could, if they're fresh enough, you could probably donate them to maybe a food, like a homeless shelter or not a food kitchen, soup kitchen. That's what I'm thinking of. Maybe you could quickly donate it to them for what they're about to make today or something. That would be nice. That is quite an interesting accident, though. 2-step verification isn't enough anymore? Now I need to remember the date I created my account like I'm Rain Man? Yeah, this is getting a little out of hand. I know that cyber attack crap is, more prevalent than it's ever been before. It's always going to be very prevalent, but this is kind of annoying. Month and year, I don't know. And I will never know. I shouldn't have to keep track of that at all. 2-step verification? That's all we should need. This is stupid. Pretty soon we're going to need to verify 56 times when we get in there. Turns out you can cut knives with corn. What? What the hell does that mean? Okay, wow. All right, that's, I don't think you cut the knife. I don't think in this scenario we can call it you cut the knife with the corn. I think the corn just bested your shitty cutlery, unfortunately. Or your cutlery wasn't necessarily crappy, it was just very old, or a lot older than you thought it was. More brittle, more crappy, whatever. But I think, conclusively, the corn didn't cut anything. It was just, your knife was bested. It's that simple. No, but I can absolutely see how this would be frustrating because how easy is it? Because of how knife sets are made, they're all very particular and specific depending on the brand. I can't go out and buy this replacement knife for the set, right? Don't I now either have to be without one of the big knives or go and get a whole new set or something like that, right? I mean, I'm not often out there looking for kitchen utensils and cutlery and all that stuff, so maybe that's not true. But from what I have seen, going to Walmart or something like that, because 99% of people are not going to Williams-Sonoma or something like that to get a knife or a knife set. It's really inconvenient because these big knives are needed for exactly this use case. And it looks like in this particular use case, it was destroyed. It was bested. Maybe the corn should have been, I don't know, steamed up or something. That could have weakened it structurally for you. Every dish my fiance washes looks like this. Okay, yeah, never mind. It's what I was fearing. So they're just lazy as shit. That's what it comes down to. Lazy as hell. Remember, folks, dishwashers aren't really dishwashers so much as they are dish sanitization machines. I learned that when I had my first job ever at IHOP and I used the dishwasher a few times. As the manager told me, you are the one cleaning the dishes. This thing sanitizes them for, whoever is using them next. It's all about the sanitization purposes. This is why the dishwasher gets hot as fuck, dude. It kills whatever it can. It's aided by the soap and detergent and all that fun stuff, of course, because I don't think the water in there is boiling temperature. Maybe it is? you do have to clean your dishes at least a little bit before putting them in there. And make sure there isn't encrusted shit all over them like this. So your fiance needs to grow up and be a big boy and, take the 4 seconds it takes to clean the dishes, all right? I know I've got a bit of a reputation on here now, among my fan base as well, over on my Discord server that you guys can find through my live streams and all that fun stuff. I'm known for just saying, do your goddamn dishes. It's not that hard, I promise. You will thank yourself later. Some dumbass discarded their fish in our community swimming pool. Huh? Wait. Hold on, let me zoom in here. Is that a catfish? It is. Wait, someone just chucked a live catfish into your pool? I have wondered about this. Because obviously this is a chlorinated water, right? It is. It's a swimming pool. It's going to be chlorinated. It's going to be treated. How does this affect a fish in the long run? I mean, I guess in the short term, it's not the end of the world. But for real, though, I am curious how this would affect a fish in the long term. Breathing in that chlorinated water. I know it's not like super densely chlorinated. It's going to be quite diluted in the size of a giant swimming pool, but I don't know. Not the point. Whoever did this definitely just wanted to occupy a space in your mind for the remainder of your life. You're always going to be thinking back to the dork bag that threw a fish into your swimming pool. But hey, man, you raise this guy, you make him nice and big, right? You could have yourself some catfish po' boys for a day or two, It's just get him nice and big and plump, and there you go. You got yourself something fun. Restaurant second floor is see-through. Hope you're not wearing a skirt. Yeah, no one ever thinks anything through. Because it's an interesting idea. That's interesting, but that's also not cool as hell. Maybe that was explicitly the idea. Maybe they were like, that'd be kind of cool, right? But no. It's just a neat idea that everyone went, yeah, that'd be really cool, and then didn't think about the consequences, because someone is gonna get pissed off. And honestly, rightfully so. I shouldn't have to worry about people looking up my fucking crotch or something at any given moment, okay? Nor should I have to worry about looking up and going, whoops, well, I just fucking saw something that I was not supposed to see. What the hell? I fucking guarantee they get complaints all the time about it, though. There's no way that they do not. I broke my gripper. Dude, I don't know what a gripper is. Let's see. Oh, okay, I see. Well, damn. No, you know what that means? That means your grip is too strong. So you gotta go out and get yourself a bigger, stronger, crazier one. I mean, this fits the mildly infuriating bill better than 90% of the things I've seen on there. Because, oh no, my grip strength is too strong. Or whatever, the thing looks old. Clearly you've gotten a lot of use out of it. And it's not like it's a $300 piece of equipment or something you've got to go replace. Sure, it sucks that you need to go and replace it now. Or, I don't know, you could have your buddy weld it back together or something if you really care that much. But, it's just shit. Now I gotta go spend $20-25 on a new one. Ugh, annoying. But hey, mildly annoying. Came home to find my landlord installed a handrail. Oh, okay. I when you said handrail, for some strange reason, my mind didn't go to outside. I don't know why. But man, landlords... Was it the landlord, like the owner, or was this like a handyman that gets paid no money to do anything? Not that it excuses anything either way, necessarily, but what is it? Yo, landlords, what the is your guys' problem? We've got a huge issue with y'all. This right here might be the least of it, in my opinion. There's a lot of more obnoxious stuff we gotta talk about with you guys. But seriously? If you're not making enough to take care of the property or do what you're supposed to do, you shouldn't be owning that property. You shouldn't be. Shouldn't be yours. Just saying. Kind of ridiculous. Because this right here definitely doesn't meet any qualifications for any sort of safety standard at all. And it looks like it's a fucking foot away from the stairs anyway. This is useless. This is pointless. Man, it's crazy. You guys paint over lazily as hell. You do this, you overcharge, and yet somehow never have enough money to take care of anything when you're legally required to. And even when you are legally required to, you just fucking don't. You know what? It's just stupid. See, when it comes to landlords and dishes, I'll lose my goddamn mind. The rest of it, I'm a lot more zen about than you might have first assumed. False advertising. All right, anti-leak technology. Yeah. It's working really well. I wonder if that one's a fluke. Though, I'm going to be honest with you, I would never buy a mouthwash is what? Yeah, it looks like a mouthwash. I'd never buy a... Wait, is it a mouthwash or is that like dish soap? I don't know. Either way. It says 24 for your... Oh, no, for your sponge. Maybe if I read, this stuff would be easier. So it's dish soap, not mouthwash. Either way, I'm not buying a bottle of anything where I have to store it on the cap. I don't see how that's any better than one where the cap is on top. That doesn't make any sense to me. Because anti-leak technology, you want to know what perfect anti-leak technology is? Not putting the failure point on the bottom to hold back all the liquid. That's what works great. Anti-leak technology was invented and perfected with the bottle. So this sort of stupid I don't see how it's supposed to work any easier or be better in any way for manufacturing or for the end consumer. How is the fucking lid being on the bottom better for me? Anyway, whatever. At least as far as false advertising goes, this could be significantly worse. Because again, it's probably just a stupid fluke. It's probably nothing crazy, but whatever. Timed lights turn off after 5 minutes in the office toilets. So if you've got IBS and you need a little extra time in there, you suddenly become a little pervert who likes to poo in the dark. My God, the Flash. Oh, jeez, dude. That is actually quite a scary photo, I won't lie. Yeah, I would probably complain a lot, like, hey, so I have an issue, it sucks, but you have to deal with this issue just like I do, and why is the timer 4 seconds long? I know companies are all about... They're probably going to be, at least in the United States, moving to a point where bathroom breaks aren't allowed. You're just not going to be able to. You're just going to have to piss your pants. It wouldn't surprise me if they're working actively towards that right now. But companies, you gotta figure it out. This corkscrew climber that you cannot twirl down? You can't twirl it down. Hold on. Oh! Okay, I'm dumb. I didn't know what you were talking about, I guess. For some strange reason, I thought you were talking about just an actual corkscrew, like for a wine bottle. I did not think for some strange reason that you were talking about a piece of playground equipment, mainly because I've never heard the names of most playground equipment. I mean, obviously monkey bars, the slide, stuff like that, sure. But I didn't know what the hell this thing was called. And yeah, I can't slide down the damn thing? Pointless. No, this thing is actually pointless. I don't get what this is supposed to be then. Because, of course, as a kid, my playgrounds always had one of these things, but it was usable. It wasn't like this. Also, quick side note for everybody. Down in the comments below, or at my social media links you can find in the description, did you guys on your playground ever have either A, one of those giant silver slides that would burn you in the summer, or B, for some strange reason, a little climbing wall? Because I had both. I think they remodeled my elementary school playground from the one with the crazy slide to the one with a climbing wall. And I'm wondering if anybody else ever got that, okay? Anywho, not really the point. This sucks. Playground equipment is just a little more stupid now, man. We don't even have, like, those zipline toys anymore, man. Sure, now I'm gonna start sounding boomery about certain stuff, but it just feels like playground equipment over the years has become somehow less safe looking, at least way more boring. Way more boring. This public Greyhound? I can't read. This public playground in Germany. Wow. That is sad. It's weird. It's always weird when I see something like this and it's not in the United States. I just actively expect the US to be the worst at everything all the time. And it's nice to have little reminders that while we're ahead of the world in all things stupid and embarrassing, other countries still have little moments here and there. Little tiny moments that don't really matter in the grand scheme of things because they're not actively trying to make the world worse like we now are, but still. I stopped cleaning up after my roommates for 1 week. Don't ever do that. Look, I know it might be frustrating if you're kind of the maid of the household, but if you stop, it'll get bad and it'll mess up your mental health and they won't give a shit. Because, damn, dude, sure, it shouldn't be your job. It shouldn't be. But here we are. Okay, yeah, the bathroom image, that actually infuriates me. That's disgusting. Your roommates, what are they, fucking 8 years old? That bath mat looks like it's growing yet. Someone couldn't even be bothered to flush the toilet. And what the is going on with that bathroom garbage? Dude, no. I know it should not fall on one person to do all of the cleaning. So if you've got roommates out there and you've maybe been slacking a little bit, stop. That's not cool. It is disgusting, and I know it's really hard to deal with it if you're dealing with like mental health issues or something, like you can't bring yourself to clean up in these ways. I understand, but remember, it's not you doing something for you. At this point, you're doing it for other people. That, in my opinion, makes things a little bit easier. If I'm cleaning up for other people, it's easier for me to do than if I'm doing it for myself when I feel like shit. But this is just bullshit across the board. Someone stomped on our snow duck 10 minutes after we left. Dude, people just can't let cute, nice little things happen. They legitimately always have to wreck and destroy for some strange reason. You look at it and you think, wow. It's kind of like with pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns. Like, I think that has sort of stopped because if you come onto my property and destroy anything on my property, I get to whoop your ass. But still, it's the same vibe. It's pathetic. Like, if it's after Halloween, go for it, man. You can crush the jack-o'-lantern. But why take away something that's just so innocently existing? Someone on Discord posted this. I can feel their pain. What is this? I got 3/4 of what I paid for. They package it to hide the real length of it. This is some bullshit. Now more sour, but a fraction the size. What a ripoff. Oh man, do we call this shrinkflation? Would this also go over there as well? Absolutely unacceptable across the board. And it sucks that these companies know damn well that we know what they are doing. We see it on a regular basis. We complain about it all the time. And some of us even go, well, you know what? No, I'm never going to buy that again because that's ridiculous. But not nearly enough of us ever choose to vote with our wallets, unfortunately. Look, cravings get the best of us. They get the best of me. Full Throttle, exactly. It's like that, you know? They're really expensive for what they are. Why is it $4 for a can of this stuff? This isn't anything revolutionary or new or interesting. What am I paying for, goddammit? But hey, I can say this in favor of Full Throttle. At least the can is full. Can you imagine buying a 16-ounce drink like this and it's got, I don't know, 12 ounces in it? Yeah, you'd be pretty pissed too, okay? It's kind of like when you go and get a drink from Starbucks. You pay like $10 for the damn thing, and it's not actually all the way up. Sure, they've got to put more stuff in there, but I don't know. I digress. It's all ridiculous. It's one of my many boomer Karen takes is just how stupid companies out there are getting. Or rather, it's not that they're stupid, it's that they're going to get away with whatever they want to do because we're not willing to really do anything about it.